Good morning and welcome to Kramer's Corner with daily technical update. In this video, which is an educational video, there is no recommendation or advice whatsoever. It is for educational purposes only. We'll start with Nvidia. I talked about Nvidia yesterday when I did all the Magnificent 7. You can check out that one for more details, but Nvidia yesterday dropped to the support here at 113 and a quarter. There could be more in store for selling pressure here in the next few days, maybe a little bit of a bounce, but we are in a downtrend. There's potential down to 102, maybe even a 95 level, and maybe even lower. And looking at the weekly, we can see it's really selling off now. There's potential down to this just around 100 area. On the semiconductor index and ETF, we can also see it's been sold off quite heavily, and the ETF and semiconductor index. Oh, sorry, this is the Russell 2000. Let's just scoot to the semiconductor. Here we are, close below the 202.86 support, and could be set for a push down to around 193, 190 level here in the coming days and week. Moving on to the Russell 2000 index, and here we are. That was the one that I accidentally showed. It dropped to the support here at 207.5 and a bit, but there is potential down to 197. Just below 200. That's about almost 7-8% from about a week ago. So really, the small caps are really under pressure at the moment. The big caps also under pressure after being sold off yesterday, 1.8% almost on the S&P 500. Closed below the support at 5,859. Closed the gap here, and let's zoom in a little bit. I think we could drop down to the support here at 5,783. Potentially also all the way down to around 5,700, 5,674, where we also have the 200 moving average coming up. There will be some corrections on the way, of course, but we are in a bearish trend, negative sentiment. We are below the cloud, and all moving averages also apart from the 200. Nasdaq 100 closed also below its support here at 20,538, almost all the way down to 200 moving average. I expect it to be tested maybe later today or tomorrow, and we could see a sell-off down to below 20,000 and 19,880 area before we find some a little bit more solid ground. Dow Jones also testing its gap support here at 42,927. If it does close this gap, which is not unlikely, well, then we could see a sell-off down to around the 42,000 area. But for now, it's holding its ground here just above the key support area. Europe, on the other hand, was quite strong yesterday. New all-time highs, both a price and also a closing price. Indicated a little bit lower this morning, but very strong indeed, as long as we stay above this level here at 54.11. We are in a bullish trend. It is a little bit stressed though, so let's see. It is a little bit stressed, and it was helped by European defense stocks. Here we can see pre-market we're a little bit lower on EuroStoxx50 DAX. Made a new all-time high, removed this one. We are in a bullish trend as long as we stay above at this gap area here at 22,148. Pre-market we are down about 0.5%, so it's not much. It's about 22,920, and there might be some profit taking in Europe, especially in the European defense stocks that really lifted the market yesterday. Euro dollar bounced from just below the 55 moving average, and maybe it's forming this ascending triangle-like pattern. Yes, I know we dipped below here, but it could be like ascending triangle-like pattern. If it takes out 105.35, well, then we're looking at 106, possibly higher, maybe up to 107. We are above the cloud. There is a slight positive sentiment where the RSI actually closed, but it was marginally, so I'm not quite sure where, but it closed above also over here. So we have higher lows, as you can see. We just need a higher high, and let's see if we will get it here in the next couple of days, or if it will just be caught range bound here between 104 and 105.35. Cable sterling dollar in a bullish trend could push up to 128 area, where we have some strong support. Resistance here at the 200 moving average. You can see it's coming in here just below 128. I think we will test that strong resistance area. We are in an uptrend. If it takes out 125.60, then this bullish scenario has been demolished. Euro sterling just sliding lower, trying to keep itself up above the support here at 82.25. That's the one to keep an eye on. I think if it dips down there, we'll get a correction. Dollar yen spiked just above the 38.2 retracement to just above 151, and then it's slid back and testing this morning the support here again, 148.55. If it breaks below, well, then we are looking at 147.20, maybe even lower. But let's see if it can hold here today. Euro yen spiked almost all the way up to the 61.8 retracement, hit 158.74. And then it dropped back again, very volatile yesterday. So now we are down here in this range here and could slide lower. But let's see. There is a bit of divergence here, as you can see. The RSI value is higher here than here, where the market moved lower. So we are in a little of a bit of a limbo, really. But if it takes out 155, once again 154.80, well, then expect to move down to 153.11. So it's a little bit indecisive at this cross there. What is not indecisive is the Aussie yen sliding lower, just trading lower and lower, and there's no strong support until around 90 level. We have a little bit here at 91.80, but the stronger one is down here at 90.25. So really heavy there at the moment. No divergence on the RSI, just pointing lower and pointing to lower levels. Sterling yen spiked up to the 786 retracement at 181.90, and then it fell back. And I think we now could see a push down to test the lows here and the support around 186.75 in the coming days. Aussie dollar, well, Aussie dollar below the resistance, at 62 here. It spiked above, and now it's back below, and we are below the cloud. We are below 55 moving average. We are negative sentiment. I think we could see a test of 61.30 support area, maybe even a dip down to this spike down here from about a month ago. Just around 61, fairly heavy at the moment, so expect further dropping there. Dollar Canada spiked to the 61.8 retracement at 145.82, which we talked about yesterday. Very volatile yesterday. Still positive sentiment on the RSI, could move higher if it takes out the peak from yesterday. Then expect to move up to around 146 and a half area. We are in a bullish trend. We are above the clouds, so could crawl higher. Sterling Canada, massive move yesterday to the 138.2 projection of this correction here, so projected up, and expect a little bit of a setback, but we are in a bullish trend. Could take it up to 185 and a half area. Euro Swiss, well, that spiked to the 93.30 support, then a bounce, and then set back again, so very volatile, negative sentiment on the RSI there, so we could see another pressure to the 93.30 support once again here the next couple of days. So let's see if it takes out the spike up from yesterday. Well, we could see another push towards the 95, but we have the 200 moving average coming down, kind of putting a lid on it, so that's the downside pressure really there. And I think we'll see it sliding lower here the next couple of days. Dollar Swiss Core range bound here seems to be between 89.15 and 90 and 55. I need a breakout for direction there, but we have some resistance here with the 55 moving average also adding to that, and then we have some support with the 100 moving average giving some support in that region. The dollar index dropped lower again yesterday, just above the 106.42 and the 106.04 support here. I think it could come under pressure. It would be interesting to see what's happening with euro dollar really and dollar Swiss. But we are in a downtrend. Don't be fooled by it. We are still in a downtrend with lower lows, lower highs, and if we get a new lower low, well, then we are looking at 105.35. Gold bounced, continued yesterday, and we could bounce higher. So let's see. If I add a Fibonacci to this, as you can see here, I'll do this. Then we can see, well, where did we go to? We took about the 50% of it. I think we could see a push up to just above 2900, 2909, which is the 61.8 retracement. So if we can also get the RSI back above 60 threshold, well, then we have it back in positive sentiment, and then we could see it being lifted even more and maybe even up to 29.30. The silver, well, it really volatile here. I can't make up its mind, but it found some support here, the 55 moving average, and then bounced, and maybe we could get it to bounce even further here the next couple of days. If we also add to that, we have bounced to 38.2. I think we could bounce to the 61.8 at 32 and 30. Still positive sentiment on the RSI. If it gets back above 60 threshold, then I think we are looking at higher levels around 32.30 and 32.70. On copper just dancing around here, just about 45, 455, 460. Can't really make up its mind what it want to do, but as long as it stays above 449.75, then I still expect a bounce higher. If it breaks below 449.75, we could see a push down to around 443, 440, maybe even 432. On the energy side and crude oil, we have WTI moving below the support here at 68.42. It's a minor support. Expected sell-off down to 66.70 support area. And on the weekly, we can see that there's then there's a support again at 64 area and 62, 61.80. And I think we are set for that. But to begin with, 66.70 area. And the Brent crude oil very close to its support here at 70.72. If it takes out that, well, then we are looking at 64 support. The Dutch gas or European gas still in a little bit of a limbo. We are in a correction phase. I did expect it to get up to the 38.2 at least at 48.15. But it seems to be struggling a little bit. If it starts sliding back below 43 and 42.5, then we could maybe see this bottom and reversal pattern being cancelled. So that is a little bit, that would be good for European consumers and European industry, but I think we'll still see a push up to 48 at least, maybe even higher. Henry Hub gas, US nat gas, strong bounce yesterday. This morning here, a little bit of setback, almost got up to the 61.8 retracement. If it gets back above that level at 420, then I think we'll see it push towards 450 again, because then we'll also have the strength indicator back above 60 threshold. So let's see. However, if it takes out 375, then expect a drop below 3.5. US 10-year Treasury yields is currently testing support here at 415, 412. If it does close below, well, then suddenly we are looking at lower levels. So what I will do, I will actually adjust this one down there, and that's around 4%. So that's a massive drop, really, at the we have witnessed after the previous breakout to the upside. But I think we could see a bounce here, but keep an eye on that for 12. The 2-year this morning also dropped lower. It's actually on its course to around 390, it seems. Negative sentiment on the RSI indicating a likely lower levels. On the European ones, the European 10-year spiked, massive volatility yesterday, spiked higher to above 2.5, but dropped back. And now key will be which way will it break out? Will it take out the peak from yesterday, or will it take out the 239 again? And then we'll see a move down to around 235 area. So really volatile at the moment without a strong direction, but a little bit to the downside. The UK 10-year, well, hasn't started trading, it seems, this morning just yet, but we looked above 460. But seems to be a little bit of strong resistance there. Also have the 55 moving average coming in, giving a little bit of resistance, but we are in a bouncing mode. If it takes out the 462, then we could be looking at 470, 472. And finally, crypto and Bitcoin, well, extremely volatile. We see it shot up here on Sunday, collapsed yesterday and fell back again to 83, 82 level, and I think it could continue lower, but be careful if you're trading this. Extremely volatile. For direction, it needs to take out the peak there from Sunday, just above 95, 130. To establish a bullish trend. So it's really I think it will slide lower here again to the 77,000, 77,700, maybe even all the way down to 73,350. Ethereum already took out its lows here from a little while ago, so we are really in another different situation there. Let's look at the weekly. See, there's not really much stopping it until around the 1600, 1400 level. So that looks quite heavy at the moment on Ethereum. All right, that's all for today. And check out the Magnificent 7 video from yesterday on all the tech stocks. And have a nice day, and talk to you again tomorrow.